Broadcasting live from Red Lake Falls, Minnesota, and the great Upper Midwest. This is another edition of NTR Daily, your daily fix on news with intriguing point of views. We have you covered from Thief River Falls to Kiev, Crookston to Switzerland, and just about everywhere in between. And remember, you are now entering a spin-free zone. Here, it's simple. We talk open and honestly about everything that takes place around us and around the world. And if you don't like what you hear, you can throw on an episode of The View. NTR Daily with Daniel Brewer and Jennifer Gregerson starts shortly.
Drowning in your words from the stories that you carry. I would never judge, don't you ever say you're sorry. I don't mind if you don't mind it. Sharing all your secrets with me. 'Cause ooh, how I fell in love. Couldn't see it coming, blessed in my stereo. I can feel it coming, you on my radio. All I'm hearing is a song.
Want more Night Talks? We have you covered. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter at Night Talks Radio for bold and truthful commentary, breaking news, show updates, program guest information, and so much more. And hey, thanks for listening.
Want to reach Night Talks Radio? That's easy. Simply dial 1-507-384-9390. Or, for first-time callers, just dial 1-507-307-4424. From somewhere in the great Upper Midwest, here's Daniel Brewer and Jennifer Gregerson.
Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having a wonderful night out there today. Welcome to NTR Daily. Tonight, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of new news articles that are happening in the world today, along with...
Are you sure?
Yes.
You're positive?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just double checking. Go ahead.
Along with the Astronomical Insights, which will tell you about your horoscopes for Friday and Saturday.
You know, those horoscopes, Astronomical Insights. You came up with that name, correct?
Yes. Well, I had some help.
You had some help, okay.
Yes, but I don't tell my secrets.
Okay. I do. It was me.
No, actually,
I don't know who it was.
No.
Who was it then? No, seriously, who was it that came up with that? That's a great name. I like that for a side segment.
It was Ashrak.
Ashrak, you know.
Yes.
Poor Ashrak. I wish we could get her on the show. She was supposed to be on the show many moons ago. Unfortunately,
I know, but unfortunately, she has found some problems in her body that
Well,
she
let's
needs to go have some surgery on, and we need to pray for her because it is cancerous.
So she's got some humanly body issues.
Yes.
Is what one could say.
Yes. Well, she is still human too. She's just got 6 other DNA of ETs in her.
Like a modification of sorts?
Yes.
Okay, I understand now.
So let's pray for Ashrak that she gets better.
Yeah, we want to get her on the show as soon as possible. She was... Just talking to her was quite entertaining. So
yes.
But Jennifer, why don't we kick things off?
Yes.
You got some, as you said, news stories or articles.
Yes, I have a whole bunch of them.
Why don't we tell everybody?
All right. Well, did you know that the Saudi prince is trying to build a horizontal skyscraper that will be 170 kilometers long and glass?
Oh, sweet.
It is supposed to be the biggest skyscraper in the world. And
so why?
Well, I'm not quite sure exactly why he's building it, but it will be called the Mir Line, and I guess it's supposed to be underground as well for high-speed train line, and there's going to be a stadium under there.
A stadium?
Yes, stadium.
What, for soccer or what?
Well, whatever they do over in Saudi Arabia, so I'm assuming that's soccer, cricket.
Soccer out of it. So underneath?
Underneath it, yes.
Okay.
And then it's also supposed to have a pier for the ships to go through.
So... Yeah, so essentially, you said the Saudi prince?
The Saudi prince is doing this, yes.
So essentially, he's like the whole of the Democrats here. He has to be like the biggest and best possible thing.
Well, I do know that it's expected to actually take 50 years to complete. But he wants it completed by 2030.
So I can't make a reservation right now?
No, apparently not.
Oh, darn it.
But, it would be interesting if he does pull it off, to go see it.
Well, I can assure you that we're not going to see it.
No, probably not.
But, are these the same guys who are doing the 1984-ish 100-mile-long city?
These very well could be connected because...
Or is that even the same country? I can't recall at this point.
I actually can't recall neither, but if it is, that would explain why they're doing this horizontal skyscraper, because it's part of keeping you in this town or this city.
Just boldly coming out. We're putting you here, and you're going to stay here.
Well, the thing is, it's supposed to be 170 kilometers long, and the height of it is supposed to be 48 meters.
No, you're talking about the building or the
building, yeah, the skyscraper.
Well, the fact of the matter is that you're still trapped, I guess you could say. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, to you, the average person or whatnot is going to say, look at how much freedom I have in this, advanced city or building or 100-mile-long tube of a city.
Yeah, why do you want an underground high-speed train line? And for one, the stadium height is 304 meters high.
Okay,
those
things are understandable, but the high-speed train thing, especially, well, if it's 100 miles long, sure, okay, let's have a train thing, get you point A to point B, quick as shit. So, that's not a problem, but it's just a fact of the matter that it's so dystopian. It's just, it's that the book 1984 is coming to life seemingly almost every other month now.
Yeah.
Not just in the United States, but globally.
Right.
So when people read this, I know when I came across the article myself, and again, I'm talking about the 100-mile city real quickly. When I first read it, I even for one moment bought into it, and I said, wow, that's kind of cool, especially in that climate.
Yeah, but hopefully they can take all the Democrats and just throw them in there and just lock them in there.
Well, if we could make some sort of deal, if we could fist pump the Saudi prince and say, hey, bro, let's just put all the libs, if you know what I mean.
Yep, exactly.
Into this tube city, and just let them be.
Yeah, because then they'll be happy as shit, Nobody will be there to destroy their plans or anything,
I think they literally, in the construction plans, they have an openings every 10 miles or so at the top of the supposed tube, which is going to be some sort of break-proof glass or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They call it the mirror line.
Mirror line, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently where helicopters and things of that nature, craft, can drop supplies in there. Like, you literally, you don't have to leave.
So
you can live there.
Like you're living in a dome city.
It's
in a way.
Self-sustained. Yeah, it's like a dome city, except now it's a giant tube that can support, way more people.
Yeah.
And it's more or less of a straight line now, 100-mile line. But yeah,
wow.
All you have to do is drop them food and shit, and like propaganda, like Trump, Trump sucks or something, and they'll be happy.
Exactly.
And that's it. And we can go on with our lives.
Yeah, that would be nice.
You know what? We can get everything back in order, and there won't be any more snowflakes.
Right. But
no one will be offended.
Honestly, if he has it completed by 2030, we will be alive to see it. So maybe...
he's not going to have it completed by 2030.
Maybe it'll be a lot easier here in this world by then.
Yeah, he doesn't have aliens helping him. It's not like the pyramids.
Hey, he's a
Saudi
Saudi prince, though. I mean, he has anyone at his beck and call.
I don't care who he is. I don't care how much money he has. Something like that. If you saw the schematics,
yeah.
I mean, this thing is no freaking joke.
Yeah, it's insane.
I mean, and then you got to take in I'm assuming you're talking about the building again, correct?
Yep.
Okay, there's so many other factors that you're going to have to take into consideration, because a structure like that, just from its very beginnings, is not very sound structurally.
No.
Okay, so, if the wind blows a certain way or a certain miles per hour or whatever have you, it could take down the whole thing.
Yeah, well, see, it's just straight up and down. That's all it is. Straight up and down and horizontal, and everything like that. So vertical and horizontal, that's all it is. There's no curves to it or nothing.
We're going to have to, I want to post
almost
a picture
like a shield
on NTR Facebook of this thing, because that is just, that's pretty insane.
Yes.
I mean, they do, I know that, what city is that? Is that that's not Dubai, is it?
I'm not quite sure exactly.
Well,
I didn't really research that. I thought it was interesting to kind of. I thought it was just kind of interesting to talk about, and I really didn't think it was going to go very far like this.
No, that's okay. Like I said, this is your last show. But anyway, no, it's just it's pretty adventurous. They always seem to have giant frickin' goals over there.
Yeah.
But
well, you have your
love me or hate me.
You have your phone close by you right now. Why don't you type it in? Type in Mir Line Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, I don't give two flying fucks. But
and then it'll tell you what city it is.
I'll just say this. Okay, no matter what they do, and no matter how appealing it may look to the average person, especially the leftist, okay, the liberal, the progressive, their laws and ways are just not compatible with a civilized society.
No.
Okay? So you can make it attractive as you want.
Well, that's why they stay over there.
Okay?
They got completely different laws than us.
Yeah, and you know, you got people going over there, and they don't make it you know, as clear as you would think.
No.
To foreigners, especially Americans, if you do something wrong, and you end up, you know, in one of their religious jails or whatever have you.
Like off with your head.
You know, you're looking at 25, 30 years or something like that, life in prison, just because, say, you had like a sip of alcohol or something. Like it's just, it's insane. It's just not. It's not Dubai and places like that. Unless you know somebody,
right?
Unless you're Hollywood elite leftist and things like that, or you know, you're screwed over there as a normal person. So
exactly.
It just, the bottom line is, we'll finish that off with, it's just not compatible with Western society or a civilized society in general.
Right, but from what I can see, Dubai is very beautiful in pictures and everything. And
it is.
You know,
don't get me wrong.
Their clothes are beautiful that they have. You know, I mean, the girls have just amazing clothes. You know, for weddings and stuff like that. I mean, that would be interesting to have like a Dubai wedding dress. Seriously, I'm not Dubai. I'm not Saudi.
Are you a
I'm not.
Muslim?
No, I am not. But
right.
They are beautiful. I mean, if you see how much work they put into these things with all the beads and everything like that, it is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, to take something like that and put it into our modern day wedding dress would be absolutely beautiful.
Even though it's Dubai, I'm pretty sure the Chinese probably still make it though.
Oh well. Who knows? Who knows?
Where is this made? Made in China? What the fuck?
Right. Well, let's go ahead to go on to the next one here.
Okay.
Just a couple quick kitchen tips out there. I wanted to tell you. Yes. Did you know that you should never slice an avocado with a metal knife?
I sure didn't. Jennifer Gregerson, can you tell us why?
It's because it speeds up the browning process. The stainless steel knives contain copper and iron. With these metals, they activate the enzymes in the avocados.
Really?
Yes. So they say actually to use a plastic knife or a ceramic knife.
If there's some browning in an avocado, say that I pop one open or whatever have you, is some browning okay? Can I eat that still?
Yeah, some browning is fine, but I mean,
so
if
what
you
is the
see
point?
It, like all the way through the avocado, then it's not good.
Will it have a certain smell? Like, will it smell rotten?
You know, I've never checked that out. I've never seen if avocado will smell rotten.
I mean, because of my OCD, like if it looks fishy to me, when it comes to food in this particular case, it's going in the garbage.
Yeah. I mean,
even if that's the last thing I have to eat, like I'll just starve. I won't even take that chance.
And did you know that you can actually reuse the banana peels?
Reuse the banana peels?
Yes. So what happens is when you peel a banana, you can use that peel because it has a lot of nutrients in the peel itself. So a lot of people will actually take it and they'll boil it in water and they'll make a banana tea.
Okay, you know what? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. So,
what's the benefits of that?
You know, it's got a lot of factors in it. I mean, it helps with your immune system. I believe it has been known to help with your kidneys.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
You would have to kind of research it just a little bit more and stuff like that, on the actual benefits, but I know it's very beneficial
But wait a second.
for you. I mean,
aren't we supposed to have a perfect immune system now because of the 215 shots that we got?
No.
I don't.
No, unfortunately, it's compromising your immune system.
No.
Yeah.
That's not what Biden and Fauci told us.
Well, Biden and Fauci probably got their, Fauci got his license from a Cracker Jack box. You
said Cracker Jack box.
Yeah.
I used to love those freaking things.
Oh, yes, those are very, very good. Another thing is, Biden, he doesn't know his left from his right.
I mean, that's
he's a lost little puppy.
He's, yeah, that's for sure.
So I wouldn't believe anything he said.
Today, at some sort of press conference he was doing again.
Oh my gosh!
Where they prop him up in front of the presidential microphone. He said that he was going to. He referred to himself, Joe Biden, Joe Biden. That he was going to fix something. I can't recall what he was speaking about exactly, but he says that he was going to fix the problem. And literally, like 2 seconds later, he repeated himself by saying, the president will fix the problem for it. It's like, hey, Joe, you are the president, dumb fuck. So I'm sure the White House immediately, when they heard that, did that collective sort of palm to your forehead, like,
yep,
like, oh my God.
Yep.
So yeah, that's it's pretty bad when the big news is the gaffes.
Well, it's
that Joe has when he's attempting to speak.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is, okay, so it was the Democrats that wanted to vote him in the first place, right? Now the Democrats don't even want to stand behind him for another election.
Oh no, they're jumping the boat. Even they.
They've had enough.
The moderate Democrats are like, fuck this.
Yep, they've had enough.
Out of here. They're waiting, man. Waiting to get off that boat.
All right, so on to another kitchen tip here.
Another kitchen tip, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gordon Ramsay says this.
I love Gordon Ramsay.
I love Gordon Ramsay.
We gotta get Gordon Ramsay on the show.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Anyways, for all the people out there that struggle every day when it comes to boiling eggs and peeling the eggs, I've tried everything. I've tried the vinegar thing.
I'm not going to lie.
The spoon thing, everything. And my eggs they get destroyed.
I'm not going to lie to you. That is somewhat of a
challenge.
Problem for me.
Yeah, big challenge.
Yeah, it's like a first world issue for me. It really is.
Well, do you have an OCD? Yeah, I would say so.
Especially being OCD,
So apparently to Gordon Ramsay, what he says, the easiest way for egg peeling is to tap the eggs on the side of the pan after they've been boiled, then submerge them in cold water. The reason is because the water will then get into the shell and seep underneath it, and it'll be easier to come off.
Is that a fact?
Yes, I didn't know that. I knew
about the cool water thing.
Yeah, but see, normally people will think, okay, damn, you take out that egg after it's been boiling for 10 minutes and stuff like that, it's going to burn your finger and everything like that. So you think right away, put it in cold water, for a little bit, cool it down, and then try and peel it. No, it's actually...
that's how I was sort of always taught.
Yeah, it's actually crack it first, then put it in cold water.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talking about blowing some minds right now out there. This is amazing stuff. What else do you have for us? Because I don't know what could top that.
Well, there there's the dollar store. Everybody loves to go to the dollar stores.
There's $1 store.
No,
Where?
everybody loves to go to the dollar store.
Oh, everybody loves to go to the dollar
Yes.
store. Okay.
So this is pertaining to the dollar stores, and this would be
In general? So not like Dollar General
No, this
or
is-
Dollar Tree or
This is
something
Dollar
like
Tree, Family Tree, Dollar General.
So just
This-
all
the dollar stores. Okay.
What's up with these guys?
So there's one biggest reason to avoid shopping at the dollar stores.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
I have some things to say about that, but go ahead.
So apparently, there was an investigation done, and according to the Environmental Justice,
Let me guess, that was paid for
Health-
by taxpayers' money as well?
maybe so, but
Okay, go ahead.
it's for good reason though.
Okay.
So the Environmental Justice Health Alliance for Chemical Policy Reform recently investigated the safety of the products, correct?
Okay.
So what they found was that there were contained in many different areas in the kitchen pans, the headphones, even your cans of vegetables that they
So
had,
items throughout the store.
Yep.
Okay.
There was chemicals contained in them, and the chemicals are really concerning. They they can cause death. They can cause severe sickness.
Now, the first question that I'm sure everybody would ask is, why were there chemicals in all these completely different products?
Well, they claim because of the chemicals, because when you go to the dollar store, you're not getting brand products. You're an off-brand
You're not
products.
getting brand products.
No, not normally.
Well, I mean, I do see brand products.
There are some, but you know,
okay, I understand
yes.
what you mean. For instance, Dollar General has DG
Yes,
products. Okay,
yes.
So I get you on that.
Yes. I'm not quite sure where they come from. Maybe they come from China, and maybe China is trying to...
It's all made in China.
To kill us all, and stuff like that.
It's all made in China.
But, yeah, they did an investigation, and they found out that there is some major concerns of chemicals in these products.
Do we know what kind of chemicals these are, or...
It actually wasn't specific. It didn't tell what kind of chemicals it was. It just says that they are harmful, concerning chemicals for your health.
Wow. So just something else you can add to the list of health problems that one could get in the year of 2022, is what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. I mean, let's not talk about the monkeypox. Come on, seriously. They just said that
monkeypox.
That was an emergency,
Well,
I mean,
first
monkeypox?
off,
Seriously?
I mean, anybody with a brain
Exactly.
knows what's happening now, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But the CDC now has come out with a recommendation that monkeypox, if you have monkeypox, well, first off, I know when I have something like monkeypox, or like, I'm super sick, like with the flu or something like that, say,
Right.
the first thing that's on my mind is I want to have hot and heavy sex. Okay, that's the first thing on my mind. So I turn to the CDC to, see if they have evidence, or advice on what to do. When you have these viruses or diseases, when you want to have sex. So they said when you have monkeypox, you are to have sex 6 feet away from each other. Okay, did you hear that? Did you hear
Yes, yes. I mean,
Okay,
how is that physically possible?
I mean, it's just, that's not sex.
No, that's not sex. Unless you're getting a
That's
6-foot dildo,
You gotta-
or something like
it's
that,
just a
I mean, I
dildo.
suppose then that could be, but,
And like the vagina magically, grows
Stretches.
outward and things like that.
wow.
But then they said if it's completely unstoppable, then you're allowed to masturbate
Oh, my God.
a certain distance away from each other.
Wow.
I made a reference to The Demolition Man
Yeah.
with Sandra Bullock,
Right.
and Stallone. When they were about to have sex and they had to sit Indian style.
Yep.
And he was like, oh, okay, we're gonna have sex, and he went for it, and she was basically like, what the fuck are you doing? We don't, how dare you touch me like that? How many diseases I could get from that? He's like, what the shit's going on here? That's the first thing that reminded me of when I read that CDC statement.
Oh, wow.
I mean, is it getting to that point now? Is it really getting to that point now?
I think it's getting to the point where we pretty much have to wear gloves and everything like that to touch each other, even right in our own home. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous.
If we actually followed, what they're telling us to do.
Yeah.
And I'm referring completely to the leftist government. Oh my God, yeah. We'd be like living in like a little bubble in, here.
Yep.
At our studio perhaps, but not allowed to leave.
No.
Amazon would use one of their delivery drones if you needed something, and then Biden would come out and say, I made your life way safer. Vote for me in 2024.
Yeah, right.
And I mean, it's just, it's insane. So thank God that people are no longer buying into this horse shit.
No, you got to stand up. That's the thing.
I mean, that is the thing. And, there's going to be people out there. I got into an argument, a discussion.
An argument? Come on now.
Right. About how bad the right has made things.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
And it's just like to the point, you really don't even have the energy to like explain anymore.
No.
It's like you've already said it, like 30,000 times, and you just don't have the energy or power to even like debate it anymore.
Right.
So, I said one or two things, and then the typical, you're a racist, this is the violent left, right, I'm sorry, and blah, blah, blah. And that was the conversation. Every time you have a clear and correct and factual talking point to somebody from the left, the far left, liberals, progressives, they do not have enough intelligence to come back at you with anything because they know they're completely wrong. So they resort to just verbal attacks every time, which magically turns you, no matter who you are,
right,
into a racist, whether you know it or not. By the way, you're racist.
Right, but I mean,
you're completely violent.
How can I understand, if you follow the Democrats, they follow these ridiculous rules and everything like that. But Democrats and Republicans, they're all human. I mean, everyone is human, so there should be no thing saying, "Oh, well, whites are the racism ones," and stuff like that. I mean, come on, seriously, didn't we get over this stuff years ago?
There's so many years ago. This was, this is outrageous. This all started, obviously. It somewhat kicked off in 2008 with Obama, but then 2012, when critical race theory was developed by essentially a nobody, like an absolute nobody, and this whole systemic racism, it's like, if it's systemic, for example, the left runs the entire government.
Right.
So why aren't you doing anything about racism then?
Yeah.
For example. But, their main goal is to divide. They have to divide. That's the only way that they're going to win. But even the division now is being put under a microscope, and black folks are seeing that they have been lied to.
Yep.
Dramatically by the left. They are only used in election years, and that's it.
Yeah.
And after that, the left, the Democrats, could give two flying fucks. And, I mean, all you have to do is look at Democratic cities, folks. I mean, it is not rocket science.
No.
Look at Democratic cities.
Look at San Francisco. Look how bad it's gotten.
Look at Chicago. I mean, Chicago's a really good example. The schools, the things, and then compare that to Republican states and cities, and school systems, and I'm not saying it's all 100%, perfect.
No.
Of course, but it is vastly better than any Democratic city or state or school or whatever university that you want to try to toss my way.
Right.
So.
Well, we could go on and on about Democrats and Republicans,
The bottom line is that blacks are starting to figure that out, thank God, and Latinos as well.
Yes.
Are turning Republican in just giant numbers.
Yes, and like I said,
historic.
Even some of the Democrats are actually they're turning their ways too.
Yeah, we spoke about that. Yep.
So back.
What's on the agenda
back
now?
to the news here. So it took 5 years for this to be investigated. The U.S. bank is fined for opening sham accounts. It took 5 years to get this investigated and complete. So the fifth largest commercial bank in the U.S. was fined by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau.
Okay.
U.S. bank, based in, guessed it, Minneapolis, has over $559 billion in assets. Pressured their employees to meet sales goals. In order to meet the goals, the bank employees illegally accessed, customer credit reports, along with personal data, to open accounts without their permission. So they were opening up fake accounts, basically.
I mean, I would be totally surprised, like if this was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, I would be like, oh my God. But now it's so bad that I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, it was a pressure. Everyone's pressured to do certain guidelines. They're meeting certain sale goals. It was that way when I worked at Citibank, too. We had to be pressured a certain amount of time. We had to be off the phone, believe it or not. Real quick,
by the way, let me just say this. In no way are we referring to Citibank as doing any of this or a part of any of this. Citibank, as far as we know, does a great and wonderful job.
Yes.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
What I'm just trying to do is trying to make a point that, Citibank, they have their own quotas too, just like any other place. U.S. Bank
Let's
has
put it
their
this
quotas,
way, folks, real quick.
Everyone has their own quotas to meet.
Jennifer, of course, is just slightly new to the radio industry. Again, the reference to Citibank is just she worked at one point at Citibank, so that's why she's saying Citibank.
Yeah.
Again, Citibank has nothing to do with what we're talking about. There's no evidence. Again, as far as we know, Citibank is doing great.
Yep.
And is a wonderful company.
Yes, they are.
And, there you go. So, Jennifer, I'll just tell you outright, don't bring up any company names.
So, anyway.
All right.
U.S. Bank was fined. No, I'm going to bring this up because it tells me about the investigation that U.S. Bank
Okay,
was
if
fined,
it's in the investigation,
yes,
okay.
$37.5 million.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot. Okay.
Yep. So, I mean, I don't know if, any of the customers were actually affected or what, but these fake accounts were made and it was investigated. But
That's happening everywhere.
I said, 5 years to investigate it.
And, it's not just banks. This activity is happening in multiple ways. It's happening on, say, PlayStation store cards. Or, other means of using money for things.
Right.
There is literally a scam for everything that is out there now. And the scammers, the hackers, or whatever have you, are getting better each day. They're always one step ahead of the people trying to catch them.
Well, yeah, I mean, right now, instead of using the 1-800 numbers, they're starting to use, like, our area zip code, or our area code,
that. Yeah, because they want you to think that
it's
this
someone
may
from your
be,
area calling.
This may be your work calling you from a different line. It may be a friend of yours who might, God forbid, be in an accident or, a multitude of things. But you see the area code and you go, well, that can't possibly be a scam because that's my true area code. And so now they're doing that to get you to pick up the phone. But that has been spread around quite a bit now, and people know of that scam. But again, they're going to come up with something new sooner or later to make you think that it's important for you to pick up or send to or give your information to. It's rather outstanding how sophisticated that it's getting nowadays in terms of scamming people.
It's quite scary, actually.
It is scary, but and wouldn't you know, when the government is ran completely by the far left progressive criminals, that this is escalating sky high.
Right. So, Minnesota has some new laws that came in effect August 1st.
All right. What would those be?
Well, apparently we can now get long-term life insurance added to long-term care insurance added to our life insurance, I should say.
Okay.
Before we couldn't get it, but now we can. Another thing is fines for off-highway vehicle violations. This also includes snowmobiles. It has an increase from $100 to $250 for the first offense, $200 to $500 for the second offense, and then from $500, it has been raised to $1,000 for the third offense.
So
watch out, snowmobilers.
Here in Minnesota for sure. So in a Biden-cession right now, they are raising fines.
Yep.
Is what you're telling me.
Minnesota is, yes.
Just Minnesota. I'm sure this is probably happening in other leftist states, I would imagine, in some way, shape, or form.
But then this doesn't make sense. They're raising fines, but I suppose maybe because I suppose us taxpayers are paying for this too. And
I can guarantee you that everything is being paid by you, me, and the taxpayers out in the world.
Right, but I mean, why do they have to go up like $500? I could see it go up $200 or something, but that's a big jump.
It's, again, the goal of the left. Okay, and for a fact, most of my close friends, some people in the radio industry, I've been saying this since the beginning. The ultimate goal here was to finally eliminate the middle class. Okay, and this is just yet another step towards eliminating the middle class.
Right.
Okay.
Well, the good thing for the people that are out there serving, all the National Guard members can now get...
Okay, wait, so you said all the people serving, but then you said National Guard members. Is it all branches military, or just the Coast Guard there?
Well, it says all National Guard members.
Oh, all National Guard members.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
All National Guard members are now eligible.
What are they?
They're eligible.
Okay.
For commission bonuses. They don't have to wait 12 years anymore.
Well, I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
before they had to wait 12 years. And they also had to be eligible for re-enlistment in order to get the commission bonuses. Now, they can get the commission bonuses if they get a satisfactory by the adjutant general, then they can be eligible for the commission bonus.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that's okay.
So that's kind of...
Well, that's we'll put that in the good category. Then,
Okay, so here's another thing and this might be a good one too, because now they're doing a lot more background checks in the military, okay?
Oh, don't get me started, but go ahead.
So, any service member, okay? So the law enforcement...
Any service member.
So if the law enforcement has any data pertaining to any service member, it must be released to the adjutant general upon request. So if he requests it, they have to release it no matter what.
So, okay, let me see here now. Okay, so are you saying that if you were to go into the Marines,
Yes.
that they have to, the police have to hand over a background check, or is something like that? Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is, okay, let's say if you go in the Marines and you get yourself in trouble, okay?
Oh, you get yourself in trouble in the Marines.
In the Marines,
while
okay?
you're enlisted.
And they want to do a background check to find out a little bit more about your background, basically.
Okay, so to see,
you
like, if
had
maybe
you
pulled this type of shit before, maybe the crime that you did,
yes,
or whatever.
A criminal background, yes.
Okay, so a criminal background check via police departments where you lived. Okay.
Yes.
I got that.
So now, upon the request of the general, if the general requests it,
Okay.
the law enforcement has to give...
Law enforcement.
Law enforcement has to give the data to the general. Before they couldn't, because it was confidential. It was all confidential. You don't give it. Now, the new law in Minnesota says, forget the confidential. We don't care. And if he requests it, go ahead and give it to him.
So, let's see here. Our wonderful governor.
Yes.
Okay, which at this point, I refuse to even say his name.
I agree.
Because it hurts my mouth hole. Is now basically saying, fuck your privacy.
Pretty much.
Is that what that is?
Pretty much.
Okay. So that now, on top of the mountain of just horrible, stupid, going against your constitutional rights, it's just another, essentially just another big, finger, sticking a finger right to your face, a middle finger.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so no more privacy in Minnesota.
Nope.
That that's something that's completely unacceptable to me. And I'm sure if we were to get anybody from our local police department here in Red Lake Falls,
they wouldn't go with
who
it.
are outstanding, by the way.
Yes, they are amazing.
They would absolutely agree that is crossing a line. That is private information. It really has nothing to do with, say, we'll go back and use the Marines again. If you have done something wrong in the Marines, you have done something wrong in the Marines.
Yep.
Okay? So you will be charged as such. It will be investigated. The process will happen. I don't think it matters one bit your past history regarding any criminal offenses, because going into the military in general, there is a background check to begin with. You cannot get into the service, okay, the services, while, say, having felonies perhaps on your record or things like that, okay?
Well, see, that's what I thought. I mean, it doesn't really make sense.
So, there's no need for, them to be forced to release records that are completely private.
Yep.
About, say, your drunken, disorderly conduct when you were, 21.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. There already is a background check done, which apparently is sufficient enough, because this has been happening, as far as I can recall, for quite some time now. So why now do we have to essentially break into somebody's privacy?
Yeah.
Now?
I don't know. I mean, pretty soon it's going to be the HIPAA law. It's going to be out the window, too.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that as well. I mean, there are still jobs out there, employers, who are still using if you don't get a shot, for example, you're not going to be able to work here.
Yeah.
Okay.
How are they getting away with that?
Right. It seems normal people know, like, wow, that's totally wrong. Okay. So you're being forced to put, whatever into your body. Okay. In order, it's like blackmail. In order for you to keep your livelihood and support your family. Or you get to live on the street and you're jobless because you won't get these 357 booster shots. Okay?
Correct.
And then on top of that, same thing with people getting public assistance, for that matter. I'm waiting for the point now where they're going to ask for personal information between you and your doctor in order to get, say, food stamps or benefits, during this horrible recession caused by the Biden administration. And I mean, that yet is another example of how they're going to eliminate the middle class.
Yep.
One of many, many ways.
Yep.
So.
I agree. I agree completely. I mean, it's ridiculous, but it's Minnesota for you. I mean, their laws and rules that they have don't make a lot of sense.
No, it doesn't, and it really hasn't. I mean, since 2020, it's just been completely haywire. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. I used to, I've told you and relatives and friends and this and that how great Minnesota was.
Yeah.
And, the northern half of Minnesota is still quite nice.
Yeah,
okay?
it is.
They still have conservative values. They care about family. They care about God. They care about children being taught the proper way, not not being taught to how to be mentally ill,
Right.
and make your lifespan maybe 10 years or slightly more. So it's still okay up here. But when you go down to the southern half of the state of Minnesota, especially the cities,
Minneapolis, yes.
Minneapolis and St. Paul, we call it the cities.
Yep.
But that's where it's extremely bad. Extremely bad. But when I first came here to work for a railroad company, I told all my friends and family members and this and that how just amazing the city was, Minneapolis. Like, you could walk down the street at 2 at night, and it was peaceful and clean, and you didn't have to worry about getting shot because you were a privileged white man. You didn't. There was no mobs out to kill you.
Right.
It was wonderful.
Well, there are certain parts of Minneapolis you have to, avoid and stuff. But yeah.
Well, it's like Detroit now. It's like Detroit now, unfortunately.
Yep.
Where I'm originally from, that location. And, you knew in Detroit, there was specific places you just don't show yourself. You just don't go to unless your name is Eminem. Okay?
Right.
Let's put it that way. Or Kid Rock.
Yeah.
All right? That's about it.
Well, what if you have like
Or
a
ICP.
buddy that is in that area? Then I think you might.
Well,
be
if you have a
safe.
buddy in that area, every time you hang out, you're hanging out at your place, man. Let's put it that way. So, there's a certain area where all the sports complexes are, Ford Field, Comerica Park and such, are gathered, and that's sort of the area that you're allowed to go to. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Now, if you venture past a certain area, okay, you're on your own.
Well, yeah. I mean, I couldn't believe it when you.
And that's what Minneapolis is now.
When you took me to Detroit that one time when I was at Lincoln Park with your mom, seeing your mom and everything like that, I couldn't believe it. Down over by the casino, you would see people like
Wasn't that amazing?
Yeah, I mean, they were stealing hubcaps and everything from the cars that were parked for the casino. Seriously.
See, the thing is,
they're just coming right from the park or whatever, and they'd come in their little. Some of them would have their little paddle bags or whatever you call, pad handling bags or whatever, and oh my gosh,
it's not too far off from say driving as a military member, service member through like a really bad part of Iraq.
Oh my gosh.
And you have to worry that from possibly every corner around every corner, every angle, that there is possible death lingering about.
Right.
That's exactly how it is when, and now keep in mind, this was 2016.
Yeah.
Okay, I have not been back to Detroit since 2016, so I can't even imagine
what it's like now.
But then, though, I know when we were driving through it, you had to duck and dodge because they don't give two flying shits if they're in the way, or they're blocking your path, or this and that. Literally hundreds of them.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how fast it was.
Setting cars on fire, stealing hubcaps, guns clearly visible. Money and drugs being exchanged in broad daylight as you're, trying to play completely stupid, as if you don't see this happening in broad daylight as you duck and dodge and you make your way through. essentially, it's like National Lampoon's Vacation.
Oh, yes.
When they're going through, I think it was East St. Louis.
Yeah.
and he said, kids, roll up the windows.
Roll them up. He heard the gunshot. Roll them up.
It's like that, like, times 100.
Oh, Jesus.
And, so as long as you can get through it without making eye contact with any one of them, then you should be able to survive. And then right away you'll get into Little Caesars Arena territory, which is essentially like the goal line. You have scored a life-saving touchdown at that point.
Well, the thing is, like, I was so shocked that it was right by the casino, that big casino, and you could see, coming from the park. I mean, there must have been 50 of them just like that. They were coming and stealing the hubcaps and the tires right off the cars, so the cars were parked. And I'm assuming they were in the casino,
Well, that's why most of the casinos around there have armed security. I mean, it's just as simple as that. Because in most situations, they have to shoot you. That's just the only option left.
So
tasers, folks, are becoming not just from what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Tasers in general are becoming just no.
Yeah.
It's not stopping.
No, it doesn't work.
Anybody. If somebody has the willpower or the desire so badly enough that they want to cause you bodily harm or kill you, they're going to do it.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, I've been taken down, not because I'm a criminal, but I've been taken down with the taser weapons that are, law enforcement issued. I mean, it's no fun.
No.
Okay, I'm not going to lie about that. It's not fun.
Well, was that your military experience or what?
It's part of another thing that I was involved with. But,
oh my goodness.
Not bad, of course. But
yeah.
But that for most people that have no bad intent or anything of that nature, it'll put you down.
Yeah.
Okay, it will put you down.
Yeah.
Okay, and as long as you keep sending the volts through, that person will stay down until you're properly handcuffed. Okay, but again, if that person, say is on heavy drug usage, speed, amphetamines, things of that nature, where it gives you that superhuman ability.
Right.
Which those type of drugs tend to do. The more heated that you get, that little taser weapon that shot at them isn't going to do jack.
No.
Okay, they're going to keep coming. Okay, and in most cases, they're going to have a weapon, whether it be a knife or a gun. And this is we're going a little off track here, but I don't care. Back to blue, whatever have you.
Yeah.
But police officers, they don't have time to sit around and analyze videos like crazy.
No.
Picking out the smallest of details and going, oh man, I could have changed that because that looked to be a little racist, or that looked to be a little unnecessary. When you have literally seconds to make a decision, I am so tired of hearing that you could have used non-lethal force.
Right.
In a majority of the situations, non-lethal force is not going to do the trick.
No.
Only a gunshot to put that person down. And I'm also tired of hearing the debate about, why didn't you shoot them in the leg? Or things like that. No, because that person perfect example. If you go and search the video of the Sheriff's Department, I believe it was near Jacksonville, Florida, a year or two ago, of the gentleman that sprung the surprise on the two sheriff's officers with an automatic weapon and was hit in the leg fairly well.
Yeah.
Was still able to hop on one leg, was able to hit one of the officers in the shoulder still with a shot, and then also was able to tackle and begin beating one of the officers with the weapon in his face, breaking his orbital bone in multiple places, causing a lot of major damage. And if it wasn't for his fellow officer, who immediately ducked behind the squad car and came back around as quick as possible and emptied his Glock into that person. And I'll repeat that, emptied that Glock into that black person who was beating the life out of that officer after he had been shot already by him.
Yeah.
And he had also already been shot in the leg. Okay, mind you. And keep in mind, the officer had to worry about the other people that were with that group of people that were pulled over. They had no clue if they had weapons, if they would come back. So as the sheriff said in that video, when it was examined, he said, for the people that are going to say that's racist or was uncalled for, I think it was 9 rounds he put into the back of this gentleman. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say gentleman, this criminal, because he was a lifelong criminal.
Yep.
Okay, I mean, his record was long.
Yep.
He said that was completely justified because evil cannot be dead enough.
No.
And absolutely no charges were brought against that officer. And I am very, very happy about that. But going back to what I was talking about is that, no, shooting a person that is trying to kill you in the leg or the arm is, for most part, not going to stop them from still doing what they're going to have to do.
Right.
So.
Right. So we did go off of subject a little bit.
We did.
There,
Holy
but
crap! I'm sorry, but
that's all right.
I want people to look at that video up because
exactly.
it really is. It really does. These people that cry racism and cry, abuse of authority and things like that. It's a perfect example of why it happens that way.
Yep.
I mean, perfect. So, I want people to look that video up on YouTube if they can. But anyhow, yeah, we did go on subject. I remember talking about Detroit, and then somehow, yeah. But do you have one bit of news we can slide in here before we hit our first break?
I do. I guess as of July 20th.
July 20th, so last month.
Yes.
Okay.
Georgia says that residents can now claim their embryos as dependents on their tax returns.
Okay.
Because I guess that kind of makes sense, because, once you are, seated, you're technically, once they're seated, it's technically life right inside you.
Life. Yeah. Building blocks, whatever. I don't care. I don't care who knows either, and I will debate you.
Right.
But that's fine. But of course, that I'm sure, leftists, progressives will find way to abuse that as well. Just like how most, pop out as many babies as they can in certain areas and states because they know that they'll get more and more money for it. And those are the ones that you see on TV, that get neglected, sexually abused, left for dead, things like that, because they never cared about the child. They only cared about the money. So there was no love whatsoever involved with that. Okay, I know you got plenty of other news to get to. We are going to take a short break here on NTR Daily. I am Daniel Brewer. That is Jennifer Gregerson. And like I said, this is Night Talks Daily. We will be right back.
Yeah, you know that I hate being alone, 아침에 오면 이놈만 생각하는데 난 원래 질투만 하는데 You looking so fly again 난 친구 사이 남아서 We better be better friends, oh no We better be better friends 이러면 되는데 겁이 많아도 I'm taking all my chances, babe I've been wondering 시간 되는지 5시간 차이 나도 You're my queen I've been going all through my phone, 문자 많은지 알고 싶어서, You've been calling, hitting on my line, babe 이젠 잊으러 하기 싫어져 You always hit me on my line, baby I was thinking about you all day lately You got me feeling so damn wavy Take a couple pulls of you daily You're never all alone You're never all alone You're never all alone 말해줘 이 머릿속 원하는지 하고 싶으면 좀 말해 I wanna know, I'm not alone, 후회되지 않게 tell me 지금 좋아하는지 I could pull up anytime 난 기다리고 있지 You remind me of a time 그때 좋았었지 우리 연애 like a Rolex piece 여자애 I know this Fendi Prada You know this filthy writing on this note 지금 face 맞게 바라 내 말 들어봐 예전처럼 밤새말도 못해 잠들어 You remember all those late nights 기억하잖아 마지막일지도 몰라 baby it's gonna be alright I've been going all through my phone 문자 많은지 알고 싶어서 You've been calling hitting on my line babe 이제 잊으러 하기 싫어져 You always hit me on my line baby I was thinking about you all day lately You got me feeling so damn wavy Take a couple pulls of you daily You're never all alone You're never all alone You're never all alone It's a cold blue night in the winter I'm warming next to you, let it simmer I got it all planned like dinner I never stand you up and waste all this liquor You're all I want and all I need I could be wrong, but I'm gon' risk this heartbreak You're like a queen, I set the throne for you And I'ma do whatever it takes You always hit me on my line, baby I was thinking about you all day lately You got me feeling so damn wavy Take a couple pulls of you daily You're never all alone You're never all alone You're never all alone You always hit me on my line, baby I was thinking about you all day lately You got me feeling so damn wavy
Broadcasting live from somewhere in the great upper Midwest and beaming directly to you worldwide. Here's Daniel Brewer and Jennifer Gregerson.
Welcome back to NTR Daily, episode 2. And we're giving you updates on all kinds of stuff. I mean, a multitude of stuff. Is that not correct, Jennifer?
Yes, that is correct. I have a lot of things to talk about.
Well, yeah, we have a lot of. I would just tons.
Yes.
I mean, there's so much on my mind. There's so much on your mind. So many notes have been taken. There's so many things going on in our world at this very moment, as we speak, that it's just so much.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't possibly fit it into one single broadcast, you know?
No.
So, yeah.
I just have a few more things before we go on and talk about what is going on over in the Middle East.
Yes, you know what? And before you say that even, by the way, I want to say hello to those of you, okay, who are listening in the Ukraine. I can see, I can monitor where we're being fed and through what service, streaming service, and other forms. I noticed that there is quite a few people listening in the Kiev area. Okay, I just want to say that we not only see you, but we hear you. And, of course, on this program, we like to bring the truth. Okay, what's really going down. We are not RT. We are not CNN. Okay, we have nothing to do with the left. We are NTR, Night Talks Radio. Okay, and you know, I personally have a friend in Russia. Okay. I've said this before, but I'm not going to say his name again.
No.
Not at this point. Or even where he's from anymore. But he has or had relatives in the Ukraine who, as far as I know, he is unable to contact. And it's been that way for months and months, essentially since Putin decided to do this operation, who, by the way, again, I've stated this several times, this is the Russian government. This is the Russian military. This is President Putin. This is not the desire of the Russian people. They want nothing to do with this. Just like we want nothing to do with the Biden administration, for example.
Yep, exactly.
Okay? So, a lot of people have a hard time making that, you know, that way of viewing Russia. Okay, I'm pretty convinced at this point that our Soviet Union, Soviet strings being pulled in the background with President Putin, military officials, and even breakaway halves of the military who have been essentially waiting nearly 33 years to get their so-called revenge on the West. And from some of the stuff that we'll be talking about today, you'll understand what I'm trying to say and speak about. But
yep.
I just wanted to say that we do see you. We know that you're probably listening to these broadcasts, and we are with you. Okay, we are with you, and we will try to get the best possible information to you about what is happening in the Kiev area, and also, things having to do with President Zelensky. Okay, and of course, what's going on with the Russian people as well. But yeah, I wanted to reach out and say that. Okay, we see you,
and we hope that you are okay.
We really do.
We hope you're safe.
We really do. We're not. I'm telling you that it's the Kiev region. Okay, I am not going to tell you specifically. You know who you are.
Yep.
I can tell you. You're, I believe, to the north of the capital city. And there are additional listeners from somewhere else, but unfortunately I'm unable to to see where that location's at. For some reason.
Right.
So,
but let's not disclose any more information about
yeah, I
want them to stay safe.
We want them to stay safe. That's why I'm not giving true locations. And also, if Russian military perhaps are actually the ones listening to our broadcast.
Right.
I don't want them to know that we're essentially trying to give Ukrainian, families and people and this and that credible, reliable information. And we definitely don't want them to take that out on any Ukrainian civilian at this point. So, if it is the Russian military, what you're doing, what you have done, you know it's wrong on the back of your head. If you're a breakaway sector of the military, you really deserve the biggest of fuck yous that I could muster.
Yep, exactly.
All right, moving on.
Well, thank you, Daniel. Before we go ahead and get to the Middle East, what is going on over in Ukraine, and what is going on with China and Russia, I will tell you.
And Russia and America.
Yes, and America. Yes. I mean, it's crazy what's all going on all at once. I mean, it's like we're in a movie.
World War III is no longer something that we talked about before. Like,
right.
Hey, World War III, I know how that's going to be fun. Well, how's World War IV going to be fun? Blah, 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 blah. It's no more joking around. I put in the description of tonight's particular NTR Daily episode. I put into the description, if you remember Saturday Night Live, you may or may not, from the late 70s.
No, I don't.
No, you don't?
No.
I know there's people listening that probably do, though. When the shark, the guy, it was supposed to be a guy dressed as a shark, and he would knock on your door and say fairly quickly, "Candygram." And of course, the people will try to figure out, who is this? We didn't get an order, we didn't know about anything about a candygram. And it would go on for a few minutes, and they'd ask questions, and all he could say, because he was a shark,
yeah,
he only learned how to say candygram. And finally the people would open the door and they would immediately be eaten by the shark. And that was the end of the segment. So I put down in the description of tonight's daily that World War III is now at your door, knocking on your door, and when you say, who's there, he says, Candy Graham. And we're about that close from opening the door to see, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then we will be eaten by World War III.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's how close we are, folks.
And you're going to talk a little bit more
Candy
about World War III and nuclear war and what to do in case of a nuclear war and everything later on in the show. Yes.
Yeah, later on I can, yeah.
So, just before we go ahead and we get to the Middle East, I wanted to talk a little bit more about local here. Our local, last weekend we had here in Red Lake Falls, we had what we call Summerfest. Now that was a really good turnout. Very hot. Very hot.
Super hot.
Yes. But it was a lot of fun. Now this weekend, in my hometown of Thief River Falls, Minnesota, they are having what you call Riverfest. Riverfest is starting at the Harts Park. Now, if anyone knows where the Harts Park is, it's actually the park that, if they don't know, I should say, because we have multiple parks. Well, we have multiple parks.
Like the listeners we have in Florida are going to be like, oh yeah.
Well, anyway, so it's basically you drive right into town into Thief River, and it's right behind the Dairy Queen. It's right there. You can't miss it. But so they are featuring 2 dances Saturday and Sunday night with a variety of musical entertainment. I mean, it's a variety.
Is the Backstreet Boys going to be there?
No, I'm sorry. It's not that type of entertainment. No. It's more local entertainment.
LFO?
No, local.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yes. So
Jordan Knight?
No.
Damn it.
Okay. So anyway, along with that, Saturday is a whole bunch of cavalcade of things going on. Did I say that right?
Cavalcade.
Is it cavalcade? Cavalcade.
At this point, you've already been fired 4 times over. You're piling it on.
Yeah, he uses words and stuff like that I think are way too big for me some days.
It's word power.
Oh, it's word power. It's word power. Well, I suppose.
Get yourself a Reader's Digest, and yes, I could say Reader's Digest. That's okay. Now you could say that company name.
Yes.
Because I am giving them a plug.
Yes.
Okay, so Reader's Digest I thoroughly enjoy while I'm in the bathroom partaking.
Yes, I understand, yes. We don't need to get into detail.
Some would call it number 2.
Wow.
Okay, but the articles...
Some would call it a struggle, too.
Well, that's, we're not going to get into that. But the articles and all that, just amazing. But they have a section about learning different big words.
Okay.
Well. Which not only exercises your vocabulary, your language ability, but now you have new adventurous words to say in place of the more common words. And to your friends, or say business people, or you're trying to impress somebody, you can literally
smart for just a moment,
blow their fucking mind. And the goal is to have these people go, what the fuck did he just say? But them to still go, oh yes, right. That's my goal. That's my goal. So I look at the word power section of Reader's Digest. So any help with funding from Reader's Digest for that plug, you can send to nighttalksradio@gmail.com. All right, go ahead, Jennifer.
Oh, that was nice that you just threw that one in there. Anyway, so There is a multiple.
Multitude or multiple?
Well, a multitude. There's multiple things going on.
Okay.
You know, either way.
All right, I'm done talking with you.
There's a lot of things going on Saturday. Okay, first of all, there is the Street Wizards Cruise in Car Show.
Street Wizards.
Yes.
Do they have magical abilities as well?
Well, I don't know if they do or not. I mean, they have 1970 Chevelles and all those wonderful cars, so who knows? Maybe they can make them fly.
Okay, I would buy a ticket for that. If they can toss, like, fireballs or things like that.
Right.
Magic missiles. This is to my D&D folk out there, by the way. There's so much about the brewer that people don't know about. But yeah, if it was something like that, I would buy a ticket for that.
Yeah.
Like you'd have a car race, and then they'd have to get out and have like a magic wizard fight, and then you could declare them the actual winner once they defeated their opponent. Right,
but I mean, maybe they could. Maybe they would be like the wizard lizard, that we're reading about.
Did you say the wizard lizard?
Yes, it is a wizard.
That is
lizard.
A great name for a bar. By the way,
maybe
around
so.
Here. I'm totally making a bar called the Wizard Lizard.
Anyway,
Tavern. All right, go ahead.
So. The wizard lizard in the Sunbeam storybooks, about the unicorns, the magical unicorns, he's always screwing up the spells. And
is that those books you read to our little munchkin?
Yes, I do.
Who is 4 years old? She's a reading fanatic. I think she's probably at night sneaking out and reading my military left of Bang book.
Maybe.
I wouldn't even be surprised at this point.
Oh, she's extremely smart.
Dad, do you know not to make direct eye contact while you're standing in the store, but you can also look around and make sure that they they don't have a gun underneath their bottom pant leg and this and that. Excuse me? So, this is how crazy it's getting with her in terms of her smartness.
Well, yeah, the thing that I like the best is about whenever we do read the stories and everything like that, and story time is wonderful. I mean, it's a wonderful time to interact. But if I say a word that is long and she doesn't know what it is, like investigation.
She wants you
to... She's like, Mom, what is an investigation? She wants you to explain it. Mm-hmm. I mean... I'll tell you, the other day, we were laying in bed, and we were talking about, Mom sometimes has, acid reflux, and I have a hard time, with, heartburn and stuff like that. But then she asked, where's your heart? And I showed her where my heart was. And then it seemed like she wanted to go more and more into the anatomy of the body. So I went online, and I found a chart.
Okay.
It's on a little kid that shows the anatomy of the body. And, it's just saying that. She knows exactly where everything is now.
I know. I kind of knew about that, what you were talking about. But as far as... Okay, for example, her Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Okay, that she has, which... Dad, for the most part, when she's asleep, that's the only time I get to partake in MLB The Show 2022. Sorry, Tigers. I'm 6-2 right now. I'm leading the Central by 1 game over the Minnesota Twins. But anyway, when she starts playing, she's advancing. She knows exactly what to do. She's halfway through... Odyssey. What is that?
Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah. Okay, so just literally 2 months ago, she needed total help.
Yeah.
Now, she goes off and plays it.
Yeah.
And then when I go to check it out, or to put it back on the charger, for example, she's in another world. already, like, advanced, like, 2 or 3 levels or whatever have you.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, I don't even ask anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm just, in my head, I'm like, dude, like, how did you do that?
Right,
You know,
right.
like, I'm thinking about, let her play some, I got, I'm obviously, everybody knows I'm a big sports fan. I also got FIFA 22 for Dad at night. And, I'm having difficulty getting to the finals. It's like, daughter, can you get me to the finals, please? Like, could you, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't know how to explain it. She's super advanced.
Yeah, I mean...
She is definitely more advanced than I think me and you were together at her age, like, times 10.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree. I mean, her drawings are just amazing, and stuff like that. And see, and then she has a story to them too. I mean, she'll tell you the story to the drawings. Like every drawing that she does
is now
has a story. Yeah, it's like a 5-minute conversation of a story behind it.
And that's why. And there you go. You asked why before. That's why I got her that D&D book. That very first book to teach her. It's for kids her age, but it gives her that imagination, that you know what I mean?
Right.
The adventurous,
Mm-hmm.
I want her to have that, especially in this world.
Yeah.
I don't want her to know what's happening out there.
No.
And I will do my very best, and I will protect her, and obviously you.
Yeah.
From the left even getting close to her. And, I'll tell you what, you come to my front door, with bad intentions, perhaps trying to break in, which we see
all
constantly
the time.
Around the country now because of the left taking over since we lost Trump. You ask yourself at that front door, or actually you start praying to God and say, I'll be there shortly.
Yep.
Okay, get ready for me.
Yep.
Because as soon as you open that door, and either you have a knife or a gun with my daughter in the house, or my soon-to-be wife. Do you know who that is, by the way?
No, I think her name is Jane.
Jane. You need some imagination in your life.
It's Jenny.
It's you.
Jennifer.
Okay,
that's
joke,
right. It's me. Ha ha ha. Yes. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Okay.
I tried to make a joke here. I'm sorry.
All right. Anyway, so back to serious.
You're fired.
They caught. Speaking of fired, you make your way inside the house. Then consider it game on.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's your territory. You're protecting your territory.
Well, it's not even my territory or property. I'm protecting my family's life. I don't know what you're there to do.
Right.
I've seen the news reports. I've seen things spoken about, videos on just random folk. I'll keep it at that. Random folk who have no motive, no reason, other than to either steal or kill.
Yeah.
Or rape.
Well, what about that one person who bought the cowboy boots for me online and everything like that?
Gosh. Yeah, tell people this story. This is unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. I mean, he was like in his 80s, okay, and he was a nice guy when I talked to him and everything, and I didn't, we didn't talk about anything crazy, or anything like that. But then
I didn't think twice about him.
No. And then the second time he bought the boots, because I had 2 different pairs of boots, and stuff, so he bought them again, And that second time, that night, I think
he was actually buying them for himself.
Well, yeah, obviously he was buying them for himself, yes, because he needed them.
Oh, I thought they were girl boots.
No, they were cowboy boots. They were men's cowboy boots, yes.
It's like, I'm going to need these.
No, I do have a size 6 women's cowboy boots, too.
Do you have any spurs I can put on the back of those?
Oh, come on now.
No, go ahead with the story. This is a serious story.
Yeah, this is serious. Okay, so The thing that really is scary about the whole situation is he knows where I live, okay? Because he met me, where I live. He doesn't know exactly what apartment or anything like that, thank God. But I met him downstairs, and everything. So he knows the apartment building, but he doesn't know the actual number. And he's never met you.
Yeah, so he doesn't understand, like the things that would be dealt to him.
But I did talk to him about you, as my soon-to-be husband is upstairs, and everything like that, and I talked to him a little bit like that, so he knew that.
Did he not see the back of our vehicle?
Exactly. Well, see, here he had the nerve to send me a sexual picture of himself.
Don't even say sexual. This was
provocative. I mean,
triple X. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, she handed it to me, and the first thing I saw, I think it was just one picture, right?
Yeah, it was just one picture,
which is obviously enough. But when I looked at it, and again, this was about 2 in the morning, 1:32 in the morning. When I looked at it, what I was looking at was a up close shot of a wrinkled shaft.
Ugh.
And I mean, I don't. I was at a loss for words for a moment. Obviously, I don't know where the guy resides. I know what his truck looks like.
Yeah.
But obviously, you do the right thing, and in this case is called the Red Lake Sheriff's Department. Another shout out for them, by the way.
Yes,
they do a great job.
They came out right away, and they took care of the situation. It was very
and the gentleman that
quick.
Who was the officer that came out? What is his name?
I can't remember exactly. There's only a few of them
he
here.
The one that stopped us when we were coming in, when we moved in.
When we first moved in,
Red Lake Falls. He probably thought I was drunker than a skunk, but it was because I was just so
tired. I mean, we were
tired.
moving all day long, back and forth, driving back and forth. It was absolutely ridiculous. But anyway,
that's how I knew. But anyhow, super great guy. So he took down all his Facebook information, contact information, even the messages proving that you had nothing to do with not insinuating, but starting or
flirting,
flirting, and whatever with this, just out of the frickin' blue, just like a wrinkly serpent shows up. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to laugh here, but it just it
was gross. I mean, it was. And the thing is that once in a while, my daughter, our daughter will take our phones and play with them. And she could have saw that. I mean, it's just ridiculous that somebody has the nerve to do that.
She could have saw that wrinkled mushroom tip.
Oh.
And I'll tell you what, that would have been a major problem.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if the police would be called then at that point. It would become my own police. But since I do have a daughter, I can't do things like that. So the Red Lake Falls Sheriff's Department came out, took care of it. The guy was supposedly supposed to be contacted.
Yes.
I do believe. Well,
I'm not, without a doubt, I'm sure they did.
Oh, I know they did. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because we haven't had a single word.
We haven't seen his truck around or anything.
She did as she was advised by the good officer, blocked him and any other means. We informed people on the swap and sell groups that we have here. It's quite popular in areas like this. Swap and sell groups online.
Facebook, basically.
On Facebook, yeah. Yep. We warned them of what this gentleman did and described his vehicle, which is like a older white Ford
extended
cab, dually ranch, King Ranch edition. But we haven't seen him since. He's not wrote anything, but I'm sure he got the wind and got the signal when the sheriff's department made contact with him. So,
but it just goes to show that you
don't know.
You don't know who you're selling to. You don't know anything. So if I were you, if you were to sell anything, I would advise you to meet somewhere where there is a bunch of people.
Well, not only that, but like you literally have to do this nowadays. Like do like a mini background check.
Yeah,
Seriously.
pretty much. Yeah.
No matter where you meet them or what you think they are or what they look like, do a mini background check or a background check. As a matter of fact, I think you could probably go to the police department and say, can we run a background check on this guy's name? You know, because you're doing such and such with them,
Right.
doing an interaction or this and that. And I think that is free to the public. I'm pretty sure. So you don't know if this guy killed like 20 people in the 70s. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
You never know. You really got to
yeah,
be very,
but
very
just
careful.
Completely outrageous. You know, when I saw that damaged German war helmet, it was just unbelievable. So
Yeah.
go on, Jennifer.
Well, anyways, so I'm just saying, just be careful who you sell to and where you sell
careful,
it to.
period.
Yes, be careful. So on Saturday, as I was saying, the Street Wizards Cruise in Car Show is going to be in Thief River Falls, along with Crazy Days. Now, Crazy Days is
Sounds
basically
like something that was made up for me.
no, it's not at all that.
Daniel Brewer guy's a little crazy.
Crazy Days is basically when all the stores have a big, huge sale, and it's like a sidewalk sale. So they put all of the merchandise, you know, that they mark down or whatever for the sale on the sidewalk. And sometimes they even put it on the street. See, they block off certain sections of the street and everything, too. So, yeah, and it's called Crazy Days because people just walk around, you know, Thief River Falls, you know, looking at, you know, merchandise and everything and buying things. Another thing that they're going to have is a community bike ride. You know,
Community bike ride.
we're very big here for having bikers, you know, who just want to go out for a ride. I mean, they go out
during the summer and snowmobiles during the winter.
Right, exactly. And I mean, the bikers, they don't go very far, I mean, but they do community bike rides quite a bit in the summer. Another thing is the farmers markets. Now, the farmers markets, it's not as big as it used to be. I mean, it's a little bit smaller, you know, but it's also really neat to see because with the farmers markets, if I remember correctly,
it's local.
Exactly, it's all local. And with the farmers market, you know, they don't just sell, you know, farm goods and stuff like that. They actually have little tiny
stuff.
Little tiny booths kind of set up or whatever, people that do crafts or something like that, you know, so it's really neat there.
Right.
Not to mention we have the 125th celebration of Pioneer Village. Pioneer Village is a small little, almost like a little tiny town that's kind of put together. It has an old barber shop and has an old railway, you know, station and a railroad, like a caboose in there and everything. It's like a small little town anyway. So they have that going on, along with the all-school class reunion of Lincoln High School. Now, that is, I believe it's
Lincoln High School.
10
That's a Thief River,
years of classes, I believe, is how it is. I graduated in 2000, so a lot of my classmates are going to be there. I wish I could be there and stuff, but unfortunately it's just not going to work out. We're going to have to just get together another time and, you know, have fun and exchange.
Well, you know, at this point, like,
and all that stuff.
yeah, people have changed so much.
Yeah.
Over the years. Like for me, for example, like if there was like a thing for me, my high school, for example, like I know, what was it, 5 years ago, something like that. We had that offer, and I got an offer in the mail to go into my reunion. Even then, I was iffy because with the way things are in 2022, for example, or even then, you know, you don't know what people have changed into.
No.
Okay, like if I go, for example, to a high school class reunion, Okay, which, by the way, I don't have $1 million to put in the gas tank to travel back to Michigan.
No.
So that's not going to happen as it is. But if I go, what if one of my best friends during that time period, high school time period, is like a fucking transsexual now?
Yeah, you just never know.
Like, what the fuck? I'm going to be like, bro, what the fuck?
Exactly.
And then I'll be arrested and put in jail.
Right.
Like, you know what
right.
I mean? Like, so I don't even want to, like, venture into that territory anymore.
Well, the thing is, you know,
So-
years ago it used to be fun going to your class reunion and stuff like that. But like Daniel has said, the world has changed so much. But anyways, so with the Lincoln High School class reunion, the all-school class reunion, from my understanding, is they're going to tour on Saturday all the schools in the area. Not only that, they're going to do a tour, yes, because our schools, you know, have changed so much. See, we start in one area, so like
It's like a bar hopping thing or what?
No. So we have Challenger, but before we used to have Knox and Northrop. Knox and Northrop went all the way up to, I believe,
Remember when I lived
it
next
was
to Challenger Elementary?
Knox and Northrop went all the way up to, from kindergarten all the way up to 5th grade, and then you went over to Franklin Middle School, which was from 6th grade all the way up to 8th grade.
Okay.
After Franklin Middle School, then you went on over to the high school, which was 9th grade all the way up to 12th grade.
Okay.
So when I say tour all the schools, that is what they're going to do because it has changed so much. They're also going to be able to tour DigiKey and ARCAT as well. So and maybe a few other things as well. But that is going on Saturday as well. Saturday night, there is, from what I understand, there is going to be, before the dance, there's going to be, at the old football field, a luncheon or whatever, a get together at the old football field where we're going to have the old concession stand out there and everything. And, and we're going to have that. Then there's going to be the decade talk.
Decade talk.
Yeah, where the principals and a lot of the teachers and stuff like that are going to come up and they're going to talk about, you know, how much school has changed, you know, and how the classes were and all this
So
other
basically how
wonderful stuff.
schools are now indoctrination camps?
Pretty much. And then Sunday, the classes are going to separate and they're each, from what I understand, I mean, our class, at least, class of 2000, is going to have a class picture at the
Huck Olson?
Huck Olson Center, yes.
Ice Arena?
The ice arena, yes. Oh, and it's sad, too, that the our ice hockey team is gone now.
Yeah, that actually
The
touches
Northgates.
me. And I know there's a few people out there right now. You know, Brad, you know, Randy, Kimmy, for example. You know, hockey is something that we cherish and love. It's something that we grew up with, whether you're a boy or a girl. It's something that you love. It's inside of you. Growing up, it was inside of me. It's generations worth, really. I remember, as a matter of fact, my grandfather would fall asleep when I was very young. He'd have Hockey Night in Canada on, like the Leafs and Habs or something, and he would totally be passed out, like snoring, like out. Okay, with cigarettes still burning. Like, now keep in mind, this is like the early 80s.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, so this stuff was perfectly safe. So the cigarette burned all the way down because he wasn't smoking it anymore because he was sleeping.
Oh, it's just...
And half of a red, white, and blue beverage beer. If anybody remembers
Pabst?
Pabst, well, that's Blue Ribbon.
Oh, Pat. Okay.
If anybody remembers red, white, and blue beer, okay, from the 80s. you have to call the fucking show. Because this beer was so bad, you could see, if you looked at the bottom, you could see all the ingredients mixed together.
Man.
Like you accidentally dropped it in, like, some sort of like watery sand pit, and all the sand kind of gathered at the bottom, and it was just super strange. But my uncles and family members and whatnot, they would down those things. Like, it was like, when it was Saturday night, it was red, white, and blue beer, Marlboro Reds, Hockey Night in Canada, Don Cherry, that's it. You touch a television, you're grounded for 3 months. And
wow.
So that's how it went there. So what I'm trying to say is, it's in my blood.
Yeah.
And real quick, I wanted to finish the fact that if you did attempt to go to change the channel while he was totally sleeping, dude, he was up like a hawk. And, like, instantly was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, nothing. Like, and immediately moved away. Like he had some sort of device to, like, wake him up to tell him that somebody was attempting to change CBC Windsor Essex.
Well, is this the same? Is this the same grandfather or whatever?
My mom's.
The grandpa that
Grandpa.
That had the Davenport and would go and sit out in the Davenport and eat raw.
No. That was
garlic?
on my dad's side.
Oh, okay.
That was my dad's side.
Oh, okay.
They were more. That was all MLB. That's where I get my baseball love from. Here you go. Here's some people out of Michigan. Let's see how many remember this little jingle. Detroit Tigers baseball on WJR Detroit. That's what I heard every single day, because if they missed one game
Oh my gosh.
of Tigers baseball, even though we only won one game out of 20, it didn't matter. You had Matt Noakes, catching, and Jack Morris pitching, and Sweet Lou, and Alan Trammell, and all those guys. That's how my love of baseball started. Was on my dad's side. Hockey was my mom's side. That's all they gave.
So, where was Granny when all this was happening?
Granny, on my father's side, she would be doing what we call doing her curlers.
Yeah, right.
Okay. She had she had literally lost every possible color in her hair, but honestly, she had all her hair.
Right.
Okay, but it was pure white.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So every night, what she would do is she would take about an hour to sit in the bedroom and do her curler.
Yeah, and she was absolutely beautiful too.
To put curlers in her hair and get that curly effect that women had in the 80s and early 90s. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Especially a little bit older women. And she would be in there, and then when she came back out, I am not going to say anything in detail, but when she came back out, she was just all about anything. Baseball's on, whatever. She was happy-go-lucky. That was my grandma.
Doing her curlers.
Doing her, that's, at the time, that's what it was all about. You're doing your curlers, and that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
So we'll put it that way. But yeah, so going back to the hockey thing, Thief River Falls here unfortunately lost their junior team, which is quite sad to me. The Thief River Norskies.
Yeah, because they were doing good.
They really, jumped this town. They gave it the spark that it needed in the wintertime months and this and that. And now the Norskies have to find a new league to play in. It might cause them to have to actually relocate.
Separate,
just a mess. But I think it was 5 years.
5 years,
they were here, and Godspeed to the Norskies. We loved you.
Yes.
We loved you.
Yes, you
All
played
right.
a wonderful game.
You certainly did. And
Multiple seasons.
go ahead with your stories there if you have any. We got about 2 minutes before we're up against our next break.
Okay. Well, anyways, back to Riverfest. If you want to attend Riverfest, of course, the buttons at the door are $20, and the buttons in advance are $15. So just to let you know that that is a one-time charge for both days.
So basically, the one fun thing that most people can do a month, that would be it.
Yeah.
Because you'll probably have no more money after that, after paying your bills and all that other jive.
Well, I mean, they're doing it in, like, weird times, too, because, I mean, Riverfest is being done the same time that WeFest is being done. So that doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why they had chose to...
So WeFest...
Yes.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's much that can deter people from going to WeFest. If you don't know what WeFest is, it's the
huge.
biggest country music festival in the United States.
Yes.
So I highly doubt that WeFest will be affected in any type of way by River Fest or whatever have you, or people going to River Fest.
No, I'm talking about Riverfest is going to be affected.
I mean, possibly.
Yeah, because I mean, WeFest is big around here.
Unfortunately,
right.
People are going to want to see Lou Bryant.
Yeah.
People want to see Kenny Chesney. People want to see whoever. Versus, looking at the. Essentially what's the same exact thing in Thief River Falls. Don't get me wrong, Thief River Falls is a beautiful and wonderful place, okay? Yeah. And a big shout out to Brian Holmer, mayor,
who keeps it
is now
that way.
Some sort of president as well.
Yes.
I have not confirmed what type of president he is, but he's done a great job with Thief River Falls.
He's a president of a committee that deals with Northwest Minnesota. So he goes around other towns, and I'm assuming what he does is he sees if anything needs to be done, and then he brings it back to the committee and they vote on it. I'm assuming that's what it is.
Understood. Okay, well, we are up against another break here on NTR Daily. Look at that, going into a third hour. We may have to start making our shows 3 hours. I don't know. We'll have to discuss that. But we have more news and updates and all kinds of cool stuff for you still to come on this episode of Night Talks Daily.
Want to reach Night Talks Radio? That's easy. Simply dial 1-507-384-9390. Or, for first-time callers, just dial 1-507-307-4424. From somewhere in the great upper Midwest, here's Daniel Brewer and Jennifer Gregerson.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hour 3. I can't believe it. We made another Hour 3, Jennifer.
I know, we just had way too much to talk about.
This is in a row now. It's 3 in a row, so I think we might be looking into expanding this show to 3 hours.
I think we should take a vote on it.
Talk about. We should take a vote on it.
Yes, so if anyone out there...
NTR Facebook, NTR Twitter, it's such a disappointment because of the simple fact that I put all that effort into NTR Twitter for the past years or so, and those sons o' guns took it down. And I mean, there's 1,000 reasons. For saying I enjoyed Trump. It probably was one. It just instantly he needs to immediately die. Get him off this platform. But so I had to restart it, and I only literally have 60 some odd followers. I think I actually took a screenshot where we had more than 4,000 followers.
Yeah.
I know I have it in my picture somewhere. And it really was disappointing. I didn't even want to mess with Twitter again as far as that went. But obviously, moving as quickly as we are, we got to have a Twitter page as well. But NTR Facebook right now is kind of the go-to until we actually get our own website, which we're also currently working on. And, while we're at it, before we forget, because we are in our last hour, we are looking to be syndicated in Huntsville, Alabama.
Yep.
Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
And this, I'm sure that I will be talking to the gentleman in the know, so to speak, sometime probably next week, I would imagine. Today's Friday, so...
Right.
But we did have a conversation with him and the actual owner. He was the owner.
The owner,
Okay, yep. I mean, they had so many nice things to say about NTR and in all its different branches, I guess you could say. NTR
series or branches,
and you and our chemistry and the comparisons to Art Bell and the Art Bell formula.
Yep.
And how they feel that. And again, I'm not patting my own back here. I'm really not.
No.
Okay. I mean, you were there. You heard it. They think that we're essentially the next big thing. We're exactly what they are looking for.
Yep.
And that's not the first time that we've heard that either.
No, and actually we have expanded so much.
Yeah.
And
as a matter of fact, I spoke to somebody on Twitter today who actually challenged me on these things.
Yeah.
He of course he had a blue check mark.
Right.
And he had a decent amount of followers. I think it was in the 2,000 range.
Yeah.
But he played me like I was a nobody that had no knowledge of radio or worked in radio for now the past year and what are we looking at, 5 months?
Yeah.
Even though that's not that long, I've already known about radio quite a bit and self-taught as well. And also, I'm a big enthusiast of Art Bell. So I have studied his book, from beginning to end, many a time, The Art of Talk, to learn how to do things properly. And I call it the Art Bell formula.
Yep.
And I'm not going to tell folks what that is, but I know it. And I think that's why in a matter of 8 months, we have grown as quickly as we have. So that person out there, I just kind of was taken aback with the response that they had. And I said, well, nice talking to you. Sorry you didn't want to be a part of this ride. And
Yep.
I ended up unfriending them, but I don't have time for that. We're moving forward quickly.
Yep.
And I don't have time for people who would rather put you down or try to make you sound bad or a liar or this and that. So, so syndication for the very first time is coming up very, very soon. Just another method for people to listen to Night Talks Radio live. And I do believe they said it would be 10 to 12 Eastern Time.
Yes.
Saturday and Sunday nights.
Yep. Correct.
Okay. All right. So we just wanted to get that out there. The crossing of the T's and dotting of the I's have not been done yet, but it is 110% guaranteed.
Yeah, he said we will make it happen.
Yeah,
So
it's going down.
Yeah.
So, Jennifer, I just wanted to get that out because of time, but go ahead with.
Well, I want to get one more thing out before I go ahead with the rest of the news and what's going on in the Middle East.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, we do get a lot of grief from people. They're kind of rude comments and everything like that. That, we have a GoFundMe going out, and our GoFundMe is going out just specifically
Directly
for Night Talks Radio, for our friends and our listeners and our fans. But, I do send out to all of my other groups as well in Facebook and some of my other people that I associate with. But the main thing is, okay, so with this GoFundMe, we are asking if you have it, to donate a little bit to help us advance our equipment a little bit more. But
and not just
you are not
the promotion and things like that.
Correct. So if you feel like helping us, you'll go right ahead, send us a message, and everything like that. Email us at nighttalksradio.com. And
no, I wish we had a .com.
Oh, it's not .com.
nighttalksradio@gmail.com.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Or DannyB2303@gmail.com. Or you can simply find us on Facebook and PM us.
Yes, PM us. That's so weird. PM us.
We'll get
private message. Yes. But anyways, what I wanted to let you guys know is that you guys are not at all obligated to pay anything. We're not pushing it upon anyone. We're simply asking if anyone has any extra funds and wants to help donate for the cause, that they can donate. But keep in mind, we are not pushing it upon anyone.
Here's the thing. This is why this is being brought up.
Yep.
Okay. Again, she
explain.
She had it right because we're not pushing it on people whatsoever.
Nope.
We're asking certain people that we know.
Yep.
Okay, that we did consider good friends. Mostly, this is going to be a story about Jennifer's attempt. I've had some really good friends out there, specifically Bobby, you know who you are, and a few others.
Kimmy. Kimberly.
Kimberly, yes, of course, and they've been very helpful. And
yes.
They understood what we were trying to do, as most normal folk will. But then we had a situation where somebody had said on behalf of our charity, so to speak, our fundraiser, Night Talks Radio, to get funds to what Biden say? Build back better.
Yeah, right.
But no, to make the show better in terms of equipment and things like that, promotion and blah blah blah. She said she had $675 for us. She had never given the money to us. This was a couple weeks ago. I personally, just from what I know, growing up in the Detroit area, this was a huge scam. I personally think that she took the money and put it in her own pocket and then made a drastic excuse that she was and has been in the hospital for over 3 weeks with COVID. I mean, I'm no doctor here, folks, but in 2022, August of 2022, I don't know many people who are in the hospital with COVID for 3 or more weeks.
Well, it can happen if their immune system is compromised.
Rare.
She struggled with a lot of medical problems ever since she was little,
now,
so
however,
it could very well be.
Is nothing more than a, and that's it. It's very spreadable, but as far as getting you sick, it's almost non-existent. So, again, my opinion is she pocketed that money that was for Night Talks Radio charity fundraiser, which, again, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand that is a crime. So you can now say whatever you want to say about that. I've said what I've needed to say about that. It damaged us very badly as well.
Right. But I wasn't even going to say that. I was actually referring to that gentleman who wrote that rude message on our Facebook page underneath it, saying that his name was our name was similar to his, and that we need to learn how to do radio and not to send him this stuff again, you know.
And he's one of our biggest listeners, by the way. But he said that Night Dreams Talk with whatever the hell his name was.
Night Talk Dreams, I think
Night Talk Dreams was spot on to Night Talks Radio with Daniel Brewer and Jennifer Gregerson.
Yeah.
NTR for the most part. And I've been doing this since 2017 when I created NTR.
Yeah.
He kind of shut his mouth a little bit there, but it's like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, there are so many people out there that just think they can scam you left and right, and it really proves how much they don't know about the industry and things like that. It's not even close. Especially in 2022, you are going to have like thousands and thousands of shows that sound almost exactly the same.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, now if this was 20 some odd years ago, a different story. But with podcasting and things like that now, there is no way that you could avoid coming close to somebody's name or anything like this. But in this situation particularly, Night Dream Talk Radio.
Night Talk Dreams, I think, or something.
No, it's Night Dreams Talk Radio.
Oh, okay.
And I don't even, as a matter of fact, I don't think radio is even a part of it. But with his name.
Yeah.
Also, it says, that is not even close to Night Talks Radio.
No.
With Daniel Brewer and Jennifer Gregerson.
No, but I just thought it was rude.
So those type of people exist, and that's extremely rude, and we did nothing to this gentleman.
No.
But rest assured, you're on the list.
Right.
So go ahead, Jennifer.
Anyway, so I just wanted to just touch base and let you guys know that we are not at all saying you have to donate. If you want to, great. You don't have to, okay? So anyway, Brittany Griner. Let's talk about her. So she has been sentenced to 9 years in prison for drug charges.
Yay!
And fined $16,000 in fines.
Good.
So, the only thing that's going on there is that Russia had done an agreement with Biden to try and release her in exchange for another prisoner.
The agreement is that they're releasing the military veteran in exchange for one of their very dangerous spies, which even so is kind of stupid. Our military forces, spies, intelligent operations, they know this is part of the job. They know what could happen. They are trained properly. In no way, shape, or form should we be trading, and I'm just gonna say it, a useless nobody.
Yeah.
That benefits the United States in zero way.
Right.
Okay? For a person who could give away multiple national security secrets about the United States. So I'm glad it's starting to work out that way. Otherwise, I would have been just through the roof.
Yeah.
She doesn't deserve to be released. She
violated the rules.
She even pled guilty. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's done and over us. She was sentenced to 9 years. Enjoy your 9 years and enjoy your wokeness over there in Russia. Have fun with that, okay? Oh, and by the way, make sure you don't mention anything about Black Lives Matters or transsexuality or being gay. I'll just help you out with that.
Yes.
Moving on. She is not important to me.
No. Moving on. Nancy Pelosi landed in Taiwan this week, despite China's warnings for several weeks.
Most watched airliner flight on Flight Radar 24 in the history of that website, by the way.
Yes. So now China has been doing military drills and missile strikes close to Taiwan Strait, putting Taiwan officially on high alert.
Yeah, I mean, they warned us.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not, it's not like secret little messages. They warned us. They know who's in office. They know how the government's being ran. They know the United States government right now believes that turning your child into some mentally ill, deformed, sex toy for the elite is more important than anything else.
Yep.
To the United States government, and turning our military into celebrating transsexuality and all this, essentially weakening our military greatly.
Yeah.
Okay, to the point when it comes down to it, you're going to have a military soldier or personnel hesitate.
Right.
When a shot needs to be taken or a missile needs to be launched or this and that. We're in big-time danger with what is being spread by the left at this point. But China and Russia both know that, and they are using it to their advantage big time. And now China has straight up warned the United States if Pelosi landed, that it was just a giant slap in the face to China.
Yep.
And that the consequences would be dire for. And they didn't say the United States government. They said the United States of America. People, the civilians, they're not fucking around.
No.
And they got their nuclear arsenal, essentially ready to go.
Right.
We got Israel telling Russia, come at us, bro.
Iran and Israel are at it again.
Iran and Israel at it again as well. And then Putin threatening a NATO country now, Poland, that he will invade in a matter of days, maybe weeks.
But
that will pull us into World War III.
Well, what about trying to take
Latvia.
Alaska?
And then a couple days ago, this was spoken about a couple months ago as well. Putin and the Soviet government says, because of course we bought Alaska from Russia.
Yep.
Many moons ago, and now Russia says not only are they seeking former Soviet Union states, but all Russian property at one point or another, and that which being is Alaska, and they said they will take it by force if necessary. That probably explains why the test flight's so close to the international borderline, while we'd have to scramble our interceptors up there and shoo them away, is because they're seeing how long it would take for defensive measures, how quickly they could instantly turn their bombers, Tu-57s or 56, I do believe, the Russian Bears,
yes,
which is the equivalent of our B-52 nuclear-capable bombers, how quickly they could instantly turn towards the radar station, over-the-horizon radar facility, and knock that out, knock out the military bases, hightail it back while they have reinforcements in the air directly behind them, carving their way through Canada and entering the country via the Midwest, right where we're at, because they would immediately go for Grand Forks Air Force Base and the North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska area, because of our nuclear silos where the majority of them hang out.
Right.
And then it would be World War III, like that.
Yep.
So
anyway, well, because of Nancy Pelosi, landing in Taiwan and saying that the United States is going to back them no matter what, is going to stay strong with them no matter what.
Stupid is as stupid does.
Yep.
So let's say that.
China, like I said, has been doing military drills and actually hit targets by Japan. So now Japan thinks that it's a threat.
Well, now you got there's multiple countries defensively getting ready.
Yep.
As if World War III is going to begin any moment. They are defensively getting ready.
Mm-hmm.
This is happening every week. More and more countries, 2 to 3 countries, are getting defensively ready. But China now is using precision-guided AI weaponry, missiles and things, because we have some of our Pacific Fleet heading in that direction towards the Strait of Taiwan, and they are testing out their precision weapons, which indicates to me, if I was on those ships, is that, hey, look, we can take you down in one shot. So it is wildly getting out of control at this point. No one, China, Russia especially, are afraid of the United States government or military-wise at this point.
Right.
And NATO has been without such a backbone for so long now. That Russia has essentially now cut off natural gas supplies and this and that to Germany, and will be followed to the EU in the next couple of weeks, I'm sure. So Germany and a lot of the EU has already stated that they don't have enough energy to make it through the winter. Hence, people are literally going to freeze to death in their own homes this coming winter.
Yep.
And Russia has all the control to stop it, and they know it.
Right, and now China has actually canceled talks and meetings with us about any climate change, drug control, reparation of illegal immigrants, criminal investigations.
Well, this is what
combating crimes.
Let me say this. This is what communist countries do. Okay, and like I said, I for a very long time, I've just had a very strong feeling that Soviet strings are being pulled in the background. Okay, in the Kremlin, and from what they're doing, both the CCP and the Soviet Union is so communist textbook to where they'll look you right in the eyeball and tell you, for instance, we won't shut off your natural gas supply.
Yeah.
You will not suffer during the winter.
Yeah.
Then immediately turn around and shut off the natural gas supply.
Exactly.
That is the communist way,
Yeah.
and always will be. You are now at the point where whatever you hear Russia and China saying
Yep.
in any way, shape, or form, don't believe for 1 second.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
Because it is a downright lie. They are waiting for the right moment to attack Alaska, to attack a NATO country in Poland, possibly Latvia.
Yeah, Latvia
And
is looking
China,
to buy equipment from us, possibly.
They're buying equipment from NATO and us. And China to initiate a war with Taiwan. We are already stretched so thin, military-wise,
Yep.
and financially-wise, and they know it.
Yeah.
And they know they can take down the West and NATO right now.
Right, and see how thin we are stretched. That Biden
Because of Obama.
Biden is now going to be sending another package, assistance package, over to Ukraine, and he's going to announce it on Monday, that it is going to be a $1 billion package.
He says this right after Putin says, if you
Yep.
deliver any more funding or your U.S. weaponry to Ukraine, we will attack Poland. What is Biden's Sleepy Joe? What does he do? Well, let's give more weaponry, U.S. weaponry to Ukraine, and how about $800 trillion or whatever? Just silliness. It is outrageous.
So far today, according to the Minister of Defense Ministry, excuse me. I didn't have the Y there. Ministry of Defense of Taiwan. They said today that China has deployed 68 fighter jets, 13 warships to the area and waters around Taiwan now.
Folks, and any military personnel out there, especially, listening to this broadcast right now, listening to me speaking, you know what's happening.
Yep.
Okay? I mean, you don't have to tell anybody else or whatever. You know what's happening. You are this is simply walking the ladder. You're at the top of the ladder almost, and the top of the ladder being World War III.
Yeah.
Okay, it's as simple as that, and it's all going to happen at once, to where
no one's going to even know where it's coming from, I don't think.
Their first magical trick from the past 2, 3, 4, 5 years of testing our defensive responses in Alaska for the over-the-horizon radar is going to be the first thing. Once they take that out and take out our first line of defense in Alaska, then it's ball game on, and we just won't know where to go and what to do. And Russia is now convinced that a nuclear war is actually winnable.
Yeah.
So
what
if they
do you
have
do?
these beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say it now, we're fucked.
Yeah. But let's say we have a chance to survive a nuclear war. How do we know if a nuclear blast has gone off close to us, and how do we know what to do? Can you explain to the listeners how we can do that?
Well, I can certainly explain better than the PSA that was randomly put out a few weeks ago that made many people go, what the fuck? And by the way, the information that was given out, too, would probably actually help you die quicker than anything. So, well, the first sign is, this would be, for, let's say, a first strike scenario during the day, for instance, or night, I guess you could say. You would see to your east and to your west the sky getting quite illuminated, like as if the sun just doubled its brightness for some reason for about 30 to 40 seconds and then died back down. That right there is the first their submarine-launched ballistic missiles, SLBMs, okay, which are meant to cut down communications and power to most military bases and things like that on the east and western coasts, okay?
Right. How much time do you have to get inside when you see something like that?
Well, at that point, you probably have anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes because those will always be the first ones going off in a straight-up war scenario like this. Then it would be you immediately finding some sort of shelter, okay?
Right.
And we're talking about the middle of a building as much as possible,
right?
Reinforced as much as possible. The best would be a basement that's reinforced,
right?
Okay, and cover everything up that is a hole or openings with pillows, padding, boxing, as much as you possibly can to separate yourself from the outside. Okay, first and foremost. And then, of course, you'll know right away because most likely in an attack like this, you're going to want to get the most value out of your nuclear weapons being launched. So you're going to airburst them, which will cause quite a bit more damage as well. So you'll see a flash of light. Okay, in which if you look at it, you'll be blinded, and then you'll see a secondary flash to which, if you look at, you will be blinded, and you also, if you're in the range of that flash, you will be burnt.
Yeah.
Badly.
Right.
Possibly to the point you're burnt to an instant crisp. But of course, you can count. If you kind of kitty corner it and look out of the corner of your eye to where the blast did come from without directly looking at it,
yep.
You can make a sense of where it went off, and then you hide behind, say if you're outside, you hide behind something reinforced in the direction of where that blast came from.
Right.
So if the blast was coming from, say, the west, you want to get behind something that is blocking you from the west, okay?
Yeah.
You count down a certain amount of seconds to understand whether if that is going to be an immediate danger, whether from the heat blast,
right,
the actual wind blast, and things of that nature. Radiation is already going to be a real bad thing for us, for example, because we are wonderfully right in the jet stream, which was a part of the Soviet Union, and their tactics was to launch a majority of their, I think at the time, 14,000 nuclear ICBMs at the North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Nebraska, Minnesota, Iowa locations.
Yep.
Because they knew that a majority of our silos were there. So they want to take those out as soon as possible. And then, of course, they would begin to hit runways capable of launching B-52 bombers, otherwise known as sweepers, that would essentially have a mission. They would get to a certain point, a checkpoint, break open their mission, do all the clarifications, and say that their, I guess you could say, final mission is to go and drop the nuclear weapons on board on St. Petersburg, for example. Okay? And that will also be done on the Russian side as well. But with Russia having now technology that is far superior than ours when it comes to offensive,
Right.
They'll get a majority of us much greater than we will them.
Right.
So we're in a real conundrum. I see that we have about 17 minutes left. Jennifer, I know we didn't touch on a lot of stuff that we wanted to talk about.
We're going to have to come back tomorrow.
We'll do another NTR Daily starting next Tuesday. Obviously, we have NTR Live this weekend, so you don't want to miss out on that. But we have your insights coming up first, correct?
Yes, and actually, we can go ahead and do a quick insights tomorrow, just on the insights, not the actual news and everything, where I can get the horoscopes out for the people for the weekend.
Okay, we could do that. Whatever you want to do. The radio is yours as of now.
Well, anyways,
Don't fuck up.
Just before we leave and everything like that, the Astronomical Insights are going to come back tomorrow, and I will touch base on the horoscopes for Friday, see if I got anything right, and for Saturday as well, so you will have everything for the weekend. Right now, I just wanted to go ahead and talk a little bit about what's going on over in Ukraine. So right now in Ukraine today, there was some shelling that was done very close to the nuclear plant on the Dunville River. Was the first time. Then there was a second time where 3 more explosions broke out that damaged the auxiliary building near one of the reactors, possibly raising risk of hydrogen leaks and fire, is what it's saying. But no, they said no radiation has been released as of right now.
And who's that from?
That is from the Ministry of Ukraine.
Well,
so
go ahead.
Anyway, so another thing is that Zelensky is saying that it is starting to look very hellish over there. It's pretty scary. He believes that Russia now has control of the Donbas region. And he did say, though, that he still needs help, and I think that's why Biden's going to send some more stuff over there for him. Not only that, the nuclear explosion that broke out destroyed the electrical transmission lines, forcing the engineers to alter the operation of one of its 6 reactors by reducing the power.
Whoa. Say what?
Yes.
What happened?
So there were a total of 2 explosions. The first one was just one explosion, and that was right next to the nuclear power plant. But it destroyed.
And we're not talking about Chernobyl at all.
No.
Any of this. Okay.
No. This is the big power plant that they took over. I would say about a month ago, in over by the Dnipro River.
Okay, we'll just call it the river.
The river, anyways, in southern Ukraine.
Okay.
Okay. It says what the name of the place is, but I'm not even going to try and pronounce that right at the moment for today, because these big words are really getting to me tonight. I do apologize. Anyway, so the second explosion, like I said, ended up being 3 explosions all at once that damaged the auxiliary building near the reactors, which caused possibly raising risk of hydrogen leaks and fire.
Hydrogen leaks.
Hydrogen. Like I said, like I said, you know, I can't do big words anymore today.
You do it now.
Anyway,
Why you speak like that?
The good thing is, yesterday the Ukrainian forces actually did eliminate, I should say, about 47 Russian troops, I would say. Russian military.
Individuals then?
Yep, okay. Along with 7 military vehicles. So that was a very good comeback or protection that we did, that Ukraine did, I should say.
Good.
So they are fighting back. They're not taking it and everything like that, but it is getting very ugly over there. Zelensky said for the very first time since the war started that this is really starting to turn out very hellish looking.
Well, Zelensky, the reason why he was so popular, and by the way, and did start turning that country around very, very well. I don't care what you say. I have the proof to back it up. Okay,
yeah.
I have things that if I could show you right now. We don't do podcasts because our beauty would break the screen, but we're on radio. But multiple sources, he turned that country around. He was very charismatic. Really didn't have anything to do with the political arena.
Right.
Very similar to Donald Trump.
Yes.
And so Putin was like, no, we have to eliminate this immediately. Because I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Do you recall Russia ever doing anything like this while Trump was in office?
No, they were quite scared, I think.
Do you recall Trump saying, don't even try it, Putin?
No.
I think he said he knows what's up.
Yeah.
He shook his hand. He says, the consequences if you fuck around.
Yep.
That's basically what he said.
Anyway, Canada is also sending military troops over to UK now, not to fight. Okay, keep in mind, not to fight, but to help train the Ukrainian troops.
Not good. Not good. That's helping NATO even more.
Canada is getting involved in that.
Oh, well, Canada. Let's put it this way with Canada. I'm sorry, Kimmy, if you're listening. I'm sorry, Brad. I'm sorry, all you guys out there. Ontario. Mississauga. What happened to Don Cherry and Mississauga in the OHL? But anyway, that's another story for another show. But anyway, anything happens with the United States, you might as well just say Canada too.
Yeah.
Because whatever United States is in is Canada as well.
Right.
Okay,
right.
So they're one and the same. So just say North America.
North America, okay. 2 days ago, the U.S. did approve Sweden and Finland into NATO by a vote of multiple to 1. I mean, I missed that number. I guess there was only one anyway.
It was
that
pretty. Yeah,
did not want it.
What is that fish that Swedish people eat? That they actually do those videos where people like throw up and gag when they open the can.
Oh man!
What the hell is that fish called?
I'm
if somebody
not
knows,
sure.
call in immediately.
Yes. Oh, it's
507-384-9390. It starts with an S.
Yeah, it's nasty.
See, all they have to do with Russia, if they threaten them, is just get a bunch of those cans and open them on the border. And then maybe even toss them like grenades.
Yeah.
Russia's fucking out of there.
Yeah, maybe.
And maybe even like Sweden or Finland. They could take over territory in Russia. So okay.
Real quick, I think for the last...
I thought that was funny.
For the last story of the day and everything like that, or the night, I should say, well, early morning.
Night, day, I don't know what it is anymore, ever.
And like I said, we'll be back with Astronomical Insights tomorrow afternoon.
You can't fit one in?
No, I will not be able to.
Are you sure?
Yes, because you're going to talk a little bit more about what's going on here, and you're going to want to talk a little bit more about it.
No, going on here. What do you mean exactly?
With
me in.
With this next article that I'm going to talk about.
Oh, okay, let's do it. So we got 7 minutes. Is this going to be good enough? 7 minutes?
Yes.
We got our closing to do and all kinds of stuff.
So, according to the defensenews.com, this week the Pentagon said they are backing an effort focusing on 6G research. The Department of Defense has committed already $1.77 million of us, our taxpayers' dollars. I mean, seriously, that's what it is.
No.
To open 6G industry cooperative. Okay, the 6G could help with technologies and military-wide push to modernize communications and connectivity, while also serving as a hub for development, testing, and integration. I mean, it's crazy, and they're going to jumpstart the 6G system by reaching out to open radio access networks. I mean, come on, Daniel, what do you got to say about that one?
Well, first off, Department of Defense. That's all you need to know. And then I think you did some research into people backing this co-op.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
And the source information was also
what was
from
that first girl's name?
NDIA.com website and BostonHerald.com website. I'm not quite sure. I didn't write down who they were, but you did say
that pretended she was Indian during the election.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I forgot her name at this point. She's involved. Democrats are involved like crazy.
Yep.
But 6G for the military. It's like, well, what the hell are you going to use that for? I mean, I'm pretty smart. We know what can be done with that type of technology. But as far as a civilian, 5G, folks, is all we fucking need.
Yep.
Okay, at least for the time being, the foreseeable future. I mean, that you point those 5G frequencies directly at somebody, you'll fry them. Okay, I mean, what a way to disperse a peaceful protest by the left or whatever have you, which obviously wouldn't happen. But peaceful protesting by Republicans, which would be burning down cities and things like that.
Right.
You could do something with the 5G frequency that would make them scatter immediately. By causing them to feel, say, like they're burning from the inside out, like you're on fire. 6G, undoubtedly in the civilian sector would cause cancer, without question, way, way quicker than anything 5G could ever hope to accomplish. But we simply don't need speeds like that. There's no reason, unless you can come out and
There's
tell me...
There's another agenda behind it.
Obviously. If you can come out and tell me a legit reason on why we would need something as powerful as 6G,
right,
you are more than welcome anytime, and we will have a debate about it.
Right.
Jennifer, what do you got to say?
So I just wanted to say once again, Astronomical Insights will be back tomorrow, probably afternoon, 12 p.m. afternoon.
Wait. When do they come back?
Afternoon.
Tomorrow or Monday or Tuesday?
No, tomorrow afternoon.
So you're doing it tomorrow afternoon, and we have show.
Tomorrow after 12 p.m., I will go online and I will talk about the horoscopes of Friday and Saturday.
You gonna do the Real Chronicles of Jennifer Gregerson then as well?
Yes, I will go ahead and do the Real Chronicles of...
People have been waiting for that.
Well,
for
not
only,
Jennifer Gregerson. It's the Real Chronicles of Jennifer.
The Real Chronicles of Jennifer.
Yes.
Okay, that would be episode 1.
Yes.
Okay,
so
you'll do that tomorrow.
Yes. So anyway, that's going down the pipe tomorrow afternoon, and tune in to Night Talks Radio tomorrow night and Sunday night, as we will have Dr. Joy Pugh on, and she's going to be talking about her upcoming book.
I didn't think about that last night for a second, too. I was like,
she's going to talk about her upcoming book. And Daniel, who do we have coming back on Sunday?
I don't even know if I want to say right now.
Oh, you want to do a surprise?
Because, you know what? Fuck it. Joe Chase. He's back for part 3. We had such a great response with him. I'm not going to wait. We're bringing him back on.
Right.
This guy is something special.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am beyond thankful that I was introduced to him, and I hope people are learning quite a bit from him and also taking cues from him. Come out. Say what you got to say. What has happened to you?
Yep.
Do it.
Yep.
And that's all I'm going to say right now.
Don't be afraid.
Promos will be out tomorrow sometime. But yeah, Joy Pugh. I'm sorry, Dr. Joy Pugh. And then the amazing Joe Chase.
Yes. So I will go ahead and catch you guys tomorrow afternoon. Have a wonderful night.
Okay, folks, and that's the same for me. I will most likely talk to you tomorrow as well if Jennifer is popping on in the afternoon. So watch out for me as well. All right, folks, for this NTR Daily, bye-bye. NTR Daily is a part of the Night Talks Radio Network.
You can catch NTR Daily every Tuesday through Thursday.
Listen live right here on Spreaker.com.
Or check out previous NTR Daily episodes in the Night Talks Radio Archives section on the NTR Spreaker page.
NTR Daily broadcasts live from Red Lake Falls, Minnesota, and can be heard worldwide through Spreaker and all other major streaming services.
I'm Jennifer Gregerson.
And I'm Daniel Brewer. For NTR Daily, we say so long until the next
NTR Daily on Spreaker.